Ants. They're small, they're annoying, and they're freaking everywhere. While they might be tiny, ants are actually some of the most fascinating creatures on the planet. With super strength, underwater survival skills, cunning strategies to enslave their neighbors, and even the characteristics to literally clone themselves. Get ready to have your little ant minds blown. Alright, let's get stuck into it with something pretty darn shocking. In the ant world, slavery is well and truly thriving. Who's the master? The queen ant, of course. And who are the slaves? Well, pretty much every other ant in existence. Considering that there's 1 million ants out there for every human, that's a lot of slaves. We don't mean that the queen enslaves her own minions. That's actually their idea of normal. Have a peek at the badass Polyergus lucidus, for example. They don't buy or sell their minions. Nope. If they want something, they just go ahead and take it. Colloquially labeled the slave-making ants, they scamper over to their neighboring colonies, snap up its inhabitants, escort them back to their own nest, and then voila, force them to work for them. A concept called slave raiding. The captured ants continue to put their elite teamwork skills to work. The only catch is they're working for a different boss, and they don't even know it. Pretty sneaky, isn't it? Alright, moving on. Putting the Hulk to shame, ants have superhuman strength unlike anything we've ever seen before. These miraculous, minuscule insects can actually support up to 50 times their own body weight. Considering that there are close to 12,000 known species of ants, as you'd expect, their super strength varies depending on their type. The Asian weaver ant deserves a special mention though. Why? Because it can lift 100 times its own mass, even while it's freaking standing upside down. Take that, gravity. Swimming on over to the next highlight on these critters' resume, ants can swim. Their body's construction lets them float for long periods of time as well. If they can't swim though, well, they find another way. Just like the fire ant colonies in the Amazon, they link their legs together to create what is essentially a giant ant raft. Seriously, if they were the size of bears, ants would have taken over the world already. Oh, did we forget to mention the fact that they can also breathe underwater? Come on, Mother Nature, give us a break. Well, okay, it's not technically breathing since ants don't actually have lungs, although they do have stomachs, one of which is literally for sharing food with its other anty friends, so go figure. But they take in oxygen through a series of holes on the side of their bodies called spiracles. Alright, so any guesses as to how long ants have roamed our slowly heating planet? Try 130 million years, folks. So believe it or not, ants are actually older than dinosaurs. Unlike our stubby-armed T-Rex friends, however, the ants didn't wimp out. They managed to survive that killer meteor, and then went up to the woolly mammoth during the Ice Age saying, "Hey, this is how you do it, fuzzy dude." Ants have been through a lot, and it doesn't look like anything can stop this pocket-sized workhorse, which, by the way, can live up to 15 years. Okay, some ants have bypassed the need to find themselves partners altogether. Over in the Amazon rainforest, female ants have said "see ya later" to the traditional route of reproducing, and instead have found a way to clone their own bodies. In one particular species known as Mycosepurus smithii, the queen ants cultivate a garden of fungus. They are able to implant their DNA into those fungus gardens with unfertilized eggs, which produce little daughter ants all their own. A process known in sciencey terms as parthenogenesis. Since it's a direct clone of the female, unmixed with any male DNA, it means that the colony officially becomes man-free. Ants hold funerals for their fallen. While they don't all dress in black or lay flowers, they do have a system to effectively farewell their loved ones. When an ant takes its last spiracle breath, assuming that it's inside the nest, the other ants carry it outside back into the great outdoors. Why? It's so that whatever nasty infection or disease the ant passed from won't be spread around to the entire colony and create an unwelcomed ant apocalypse anytime soon. Humans, bark beetles, termites, and ants are the only 4 species that have learned to cultivate crops, but the ants have been doing so for tens of millions of years. Before moving into the birth nest, the queen ant grabs a handful of fungal pellets. She'll place them in her newfound home, and voila, in time, the fungus grows, becoming a food source. They've even figured out how to use pesticides. Most ants do this, but the lemon ant deserves a special mention of its own. Its natural herbicide causes literally everything it touches to wither away. Plants, fungi, trees, leaves, you name it, and the lemon ant's secret sauce destroys it. Now, before we wrap this up, we just couldn't leave this amazing fact out. From everything we've seen, ants are diligent, team-oriented, efficient workers, right? Not all of them. 20% of colony ants do literally nothing, and we absolutely love them for it. That's all for incredible facts about ants. Did you know that they could breathe underwater? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to The Richest, and join our notification squad. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.